So let's talk about mirror work. Mirrors reflect back to us our feelings about ourselves. They show us clearly the areas to be changed if we want to have a joyous, fulfilling life. I ask people to look in their eyes and say something positive about themselves every time they pass a mirror. The most powerful way to do affirmations is to look in a mirror and say them out loud. You are immediately aware of the resistance and can move through it quicker. While repeating affirmations, notice how you feel. If you are hesitant, resistant, or just don't want to change, ask yourself why. What old belief are you holding on to? This is not a time to scold yourself. Just notice what is going on and what belief rises to the surface. That is the one that has been causing you a lot of trouble. Can you recognize where it came from? When we do our affirmations and they don't feel right or nothing seems to happen, it's so easy to say, oh, affirmations don't work. It's not that the affirmations don't work, it's that we need to do another step before we begin affirmations. One thing we should understand that repeated patterns shows us our needs. For every habit we have, for every experience we go through over and over, for every pattern we repeat, there is a need within us for it. The need corresponds to some beliefs we have. If there were not a need, we wouldn't have it, do it, or be it. There is something within us that needs the fat, the poor relationships, the failures, the cigarettes, the anger, the poverty, the abuse, or whatever there is that's a problem for us. How many times have we said, I won't ever do that again? Then, before the day is up, we have the piece of cake, smoke, say hateful things to the ones we love, and so on. Then we compound the whole problem by angrily saying to ourselves, oh, you have no willpower, no discipline, you are just weak. This only adds to the load of guilt we already carry. And it has nothing to do with willpower or discipline. Whatever we are trying to release in our lives is just a symptom, an outer effect. Trying to eliminate the symptom without working on dissolving the cause is useless. And the moment we release our willpower or discipline, the symptom crops up again. I always say to the people who come to me for therapy that there must be a need in you for this condition, or you wouldn't have it. So let's go back a step and work on willingness to release the need. When the need is gone, you will have no desire for that addiction or any negative pattern. So one of the first affirmations to use is, I am willing to release the need for the resistance. Say, I am willing to release the need for excess weight, for example, or lack of money, or a headache, or anything. If you are resisting at this point, then your other affirmations cannot work. The whole the webs we create around ourselves need to be unwound. If you have ever untangled a ball of string, you know that yanking and pulling only make it worse. You need to be very gently and patiently unravel the knots. Be gentle and patient with yourself as you untangle your own mental knots. Get help if you need it. Above all, love yourself in the process. The willingness to let go of the old is the key, and that is the secret. When I say needing the problem, I mean that according to our particular set of thought patterns, we need to have certain outer effects or experiences. Every outer effect is the natural expression of an inner thought pattern. To battle only the outer effect or symptom is wasted energy and often increases the problem. So if one of my inner belief systems or thought patterns is, I am unworthy, then one of my outer effects will probably be procrastination. After all, procrastination is one way to keep us from getting where we say we want to go. Most people who procrastinate will spend a lot of time and energy berating themselves for procrastination. Most people who procrastinate will spend a lot of time and energy berating themselves for procrastinating. They will call themselves lazy and generally will make themselves out to feel they are bad persons. And self-criticizing, it will only intensify the procrastination and laziness. The place to put the mental energy is into releasing the old and creating a new thought pattern. Say, I am willing to release the need to be unworthy. I am worthy of the very best in life, and now I am lovingly allow myself to accept it. As I spend a few days doing this affirmation over and over, my outer effect pattern of procrastination will automatically begin to fade. As I internally create a pattern of self-worth, then I no longer have the need to delay my good. Do you see how this could apply to some of the negative patterns or outer effects in your life? Let's stop wasting time and energy putting themselves down for something we can't help doing if we have certain inner beliefs. You should change the beliefs. No matter how you approach it or what subject matter we are talking about, we are only dealing with thoughts, and thoughts can be changed. When we want to change a condition, we need to say so. I am willing to release the pattern within me that is creating this condition. You can say this to yourself over and over every time you think of your illness or problem. The minute you say it, you are stepping out of the victim mode. You are no longer helpless. You are acknowledging your own power. You are saying, I am beginning to understand that I created this. I now take my own power back. I am going to release this old idea and let it go. But when you scold yourself, when you berate yourself, when you beat yourself up, who do you think you are treating this way? Almost all of our programming, both negative and positive, was accepted by us by the time we were 3 years old. Our experiences since then are based upon what we accepted and believed about ourselves and about life at that time. The way we were treated when we were very little is usually the way we treat ourselves now. The person you are scolding is a 3-year-old child within you. If you are a person who gets angry at yourself for being afraid and fearful, think of yourself as being 3 years old. If you had a little 3-year-old child in front of you who was afraid, what would you do? Would you be angry at him or her? Or would you reach out your arms and comfort the child until he or she felt safe and at ease? The adults around you when you were a child may not have known how to comfort you at that time. Now you are the adult in your life, and if you are not comforting the child within you, then that is very sad indeed. What was done in the past is done, and it is over now. But this is present time, and you now have the opportunity to treat yourself the way you wish to be treated. You know, a frightened child needs comforting, not scolding. And scolding yourself only makes you more frightened, and there is nowhere to turn. When the child within feels unsafe, it creates a lot of trouble. Remember how it felt to be belittled when you were young? It feels the same way now to that child within. Be kind to yourself, begin to love and approve of yourself. That's what that child needs in order to express itself as its highest potential. So just repeat after me. In the infinity of life where I am, everything is perfect, everything is whole, and everything is complete. I see any resistance patterns within me only as something else to release. They have no power over me. I am the power in my world. I flow with the changes taking place in my life as best I can. I approve of myself and the way I am changing. I am doing the best I can. Each day gets easier. I rejoice that I am in the rhythm and flow of my ever-changing life. Today is a wonderful day. I choose to make it so. All is well in my world. All is well.